Good day, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome back to Serious Sam, the first encounter in the previous episode where we left off. We ventured through the tomb of Ramses III, which was back there, but you can't really go through the door again. And we picked up the second element, and now we're going to traverse through the Valley of Kings. Let's not waste any more time, because I don't really have that much time to record today, because I'm going to be busy for a majority of it, so this is just kind of my free time. And in my free time, I prefer to make videos just because, well, I love making videos. I think making playthrough videos is probably the most fun I've ever had. Quite a long time, because I get to make stupid commentary and somehow I get viewers from it. I need a quick moment to concentrate on killing these enemies, and shotgun, not exactly that powerful at long range, as you can probably tell. Just going to dispatch of these enemies right here. So, Valley of the Kings, there isn't too much valley we're going to be exploring. I mean, right here you can see this is, for the most part, a valley, which, kind of like the Sand Canyon, doesn't really look too much like, well, it looks more like a valley and not much like a canyon, I guess you could say, because, I don't know, take what you can from something that's described as a valley. This does look a lot more like a valley to me, at least. I'm just rambling right now, I understand. But anyways, the reason I'm saying this is because we're not exactly going to be going through that much in the way of valley for this level, because you can see there's a temple way out there, and we'll be spending a majority of our time in that temple. And there are a couple of pickups over here that will spawn enemies, so I believe that armor, if you run over it, it spawns a couple enemies. Yeah. There's a bomber right back here. It's Kamikaze, and yo! Flew right towards me with a beautiful looking belly flop. If I walk over here, yeah, I forgot. This guy spawns too. I believe there's a Kamikaze horde that like spawns right here if you walk in a very odd spot. Yeah, there you are. Also, excuse me, I just burped. I adjusted my mouse sensitivity a bit, so I'm just trying to get a little bit adjusted to that, and so far I do believe it seems to be working, so I'd call it a success. My other mouse sensitivity felt a little bit stiff, so that's of course why I changed it. And finally, we get to see more of these guys, the Blue Walkers. So I'm gonna start off by sniping this guy with Colts, because I don't really want to waste all my rockets just yet, because there's... what? Oh! I forgot that there's a guy that spawns right behind you in hard mode. Well, he's going to get a rocket to the face, but as for the rest of these fine gentlemen, I'm going to take out a majority of them using pistols, because, well, it's kind of effective, and also because there's some pretty nasty enemies that I prefer to shoot with rockets later on. And by later on, I mean right after we kill these guys. Gonna go in with shotgun, and that's pretty effective too. There you go. And there's the nasty enemy I was talking about. And he just knocked over a tree! How about that? 4, 5 rockets as usual. And you there, I'm gonna 2, 3. I hope I didn't accidentally shoot another one of my rockets out of the air. I don't think I did. I'm just gonna face you off with Colts. There we go. And that's our shoppers. Okay. Don't get that close to me, mate. Alright, this isn't... as you can see, this really isn't that bad. I mean, you can expect these kind of push fights towards later on in the game, where basically you're running through this, like, really long area, and basically you just have all these different kinds of enemies spawning, and I don't know, I guess the difficulty of which it takes to kill these enemies just really depends on... it just really depends. I'm not entirely sure where I was going with that, but we're getting pushed back again right now. That's because there's one thing, a kamikaze right here. And there's a bull. There's another kamikaze. Right now I'm just... Ow. I got fucked by the bull. That's lovely. Alright, that took care of most of them. I'm going to blast this guy here first. Then you. There's actually some skeletons too. I forget a couple things that spawn during hard mode, so... This is kind of a partially new experience to me, but not so much, so... I'll be generally familiar with some things that occur. I don't wish to waste rocket ammunition on you, good sir, because this works just as well. Alright, can we finally push forward just yet, because that place looks pretty interesting and somewhat vital to our needs. Our needs of completing this game, that is. Okay. I thought that enemies would spawn here naturally, but I'm pretty sure you have to go pick this up first. Just a little armor power, but 25? Yes, those would spawn harpies. Okay. Oh yeah, and harpies, they can actually get knocked out of the air, I forgot. It depends on what weapon you're shooting them with. I think with the Colts, there's like a 50% chance of it happening. Maybe even like 25%. I'm not even sure, but basically that's what happens, and they're forced to run at you on the ground, and it's kind of adorable just watching them like run straight at you and try to kick you. But that's that. I believe I've triggered just about everything. There should be maybe one or two more enemies that spawn right here. Let's go find out. Ah, green guy! I like green. I like it better when green things are dead, however. So what was that? Eludrin Reptiloid Common. So basically they just spit green homing projectiles at you, and if you get too close then they punch you and they hit pretty hard, so... Excuse me while I clear my throat, I'm terribly sorry about that. What's this? Just this little rocket launcher standing here. What could possibly go wrong? Oh no! We have angered the beast. So, there aren't that many bosses in Serious Sam, but this is pretty much a taste of what's to come, so... I believe it's like 3 more rockets. Basically, the more you damage this guy, the more angry he gets with you, and I'm getting hit by a lot of these projectiles. I didn't want to interrupt Sam right there. And that was pretty much a rarer version, which is called the Highlander Reptiloid. And they spawn the more fiery projectiles of death. Statue! There's actually a secret in this level that involves you destroying all the statues, so I'm going to be doing that, and as such I'm going to have to conserve my rocket ammunition for a lot of situations. So this could take a little extra while. I'm definitely going to be splitting this part in half, because as levels get gradually longer, I would like to split these parts in half to make sure they're not dragging on forever. Just to make sure I can at least keep your interests a little bit up. First of all, I'm going to dive into the water because there are a couple of secrets right here. Not exactly secrets, but they're just kind of there for you to pick up. What was that thing? Reuben the Electrofish. These things are pretty common, but if you leave them alone for long enough, then they spew electricity at you, and it kind of hurts. It can knock you around, but it's not exactly that death-threatening-ish, if that's what I'm trying to say. Oh, there's another one. Hey. What's going on in here? Okay, so got a little bit of a arena room right here, but I don't really want to approach that doorway just yet because, well, there's a bad thing outside the doorway, that's why, I'll be honest with you. That would be the bad thing. And I'm sorry, but I'm really trying to conserve ammunition right here. Boom. And in case you couldn't tell, those are hit scan projectiles, the Arachnoid's chain gun, so That's why I got hit immediately once I walked outside. Thought you were being sneaky, were you? But the truth was, I was sneakier than you, because I was so sneaky and knowing you were being sneaky. So, we have to get that. I fell off again. We have to get that thing up there, which is a stone egg, to open that door. And for that we need to enter these rooms and hit these buttons. So, you can probably see the pattern right here. Every time we enter a room, then basically it spawns a bunch of enemies, and we have to kill those before we can progress further. Theoretically. Otherwise, if you don't want to kill them, then you're pretty much going to just give yourself a pretty awful time. Let's walk in here. Ow, bugger me. The knife is actually pretty effective on queer skeletons. Picked up a couple health pills. Pills here. And there should be, yeah, there's another guy right out there. Luckily, he was too stunned to even react to us shooting at him. I can pick up his armor now. And there we go, we can collect that egg. Actually, due to the, like, ramp detection on this thing, like the jumping detection, I think if you jump off the very edge, you can actually collect this by only hitting one button. I probably should have demonstrated that, but oh well. Well, this looks safe. Maybe if we leave it alone, it won't bother us. Nope. I'm not so lucky after all, but it doesn't matter because it is dead. And we can finally move on. Finally move on, eh. We didn't really take too long standing there, so, eh. Well, a hallway. This looks safe. It was a trap, and I'm getting bitten in the back. Boom. Couple enemies hiding behind the walls, the pillars right here. There. That should be the last of them. Secret health right down here! No, that's not actually a secret, it's just kind of there. I mean, I think it would make a pretty good secret. I mean, like, who even goes down there anyways? There's almost no point. Oh no, it was Gauntlet after all. Another arena type room. You can probably tell we're going to be encountering quite a number of these. After killing those, we spawn a bunch of enemies, and those queer skeletons and marsh hoppers. It's good to save the Tommy gun ammo for this area. Go. No. Go away. Another statue! Now it is a crumbling pillar of dust and ashes and broken bits. Where am I even going with this? I don't know. I have such interesting commentary today, guys, don't you know? Oh, I do apologize. Like, I'm just really going off of on a whim right here. Just because I don't really have too much time to record, as I said earlier. So, just trying to get it all done. And then I can go do other things, upload this video. Thankfully your buddy here did not notice I was standing there. Oh, you came out of nowhere. Statue! And we accidentally axed the lights out. That's a bit of a problem. That's okay, because we at least got the statue. Quit sliding off the stairs, that's just getting annoying. Ah, pills here. And should we go? Let's go up here instead, because I have greater interests for being up here. Hey, look at me! Thank you. Be another statue. I destroyed the torches again by accident. This floor is actually slippery. You can probably tell that there's some physics going on right here, which is kind of cool. I don't exactly know the purpose of this, like why it happens, but you can actually see my reflection right here, very faintly, and That's actually a really neat effect. You can watch me like crouch walk and just walk really normally. So, yeah. If I stop walking, of course, then Sam stops moving his feet. That's pretty neat. Ancient Papyrus. What does this have to say? Papyrus, Mountains of the Moon. This papyrus tells of the Mountains of the Moon, is a mythical place which, as ancient Egyptians believe, is a source of the Nile. I'm not sure if this place really exists. The Nile River is the greatest river in Africa, and the longest river in the world. By its banks, the Egyptian civilization was born and passed away. Interesting. Oh no, picking up that armor spawns queers. What? I'm not even sure if I just killed one right there. Ow! Whoa, that's beautiful hit detection. Screw you.